This is Abdullah Kashmuna, class CIS210, data structure and the elementary algorithm, and this is video number 4 for the final project. In this video I'm gonna show the menu as it is running. So this was the slow printing from top to bottom, and this is the slow printing left to right. It shows almost a typing effect, and it's gonna tell us that some could take up to 8 minutes or more. Now first let's start with the sort programs. So I left the menu for the sort program. I did not delete it because it takes a long time to create, but I deleted the ones for the TDQ recursive for the 10 containers or not for containers. So let's run the frequency sort since the file is already created. And it's going to tell us that our list has been created and saved to the following location. I'll be menus for, and let's go check that place. Menus, and this is the bubble sort file. We did the frequency sort. The bubble sort is still empty, so this is the list, the sorted by frequency. This number has appeared 8 times, and all the numbers on top has appeared 8 times, 7 times, all the way down to the numbers that appears only 1 time, and these are the locations that it appeared in. Going back to my menu, and let's go back to the sort menu. Let's try the bubble sort first. I cannot run it because I did not set the number of values that I want to perform on it. So let's perform it on let's say select the number. Let's perform it on 8 values. Is going to be really fast, and it says it's created. Here it is, bubble sort, and these are the numbers that are sorted. Now the more numbers we put, let's say select numbers, let's select 5,000, should take a little longer, I believe, or maybe still unnoticeable. So it takes a little bit longer, and it's kind of, we can notice it. It takes a few seconds, and it did it. Bubble sort. That's for 5,000 numbers already sorted. Now let's check the other things in the menu. Go back and go back to select type, and let's start with the search program, which is number 1. So for the linear search, I do not want to go into any of these because they take a long time, except for finding the range. It's going to be really fast. It's going to find the range and saying that it took that long to perform the operation. Now the other option is going to be just running the ones that created in the first week, or the first few weeks, the first program for our search, and it's going to take a long time. It's going to show almost the same feedback for the most and least common. It's going to say that the most number is, the least common is, but it's going to take really long time. So we're not going to go to it, and this area is the feedback area where it's going to show all my feedbacks. Let's go back to the menu. Let's go to the index search where everything is fast. So the index search list is created. For finding the range is going to be really fast. This is the range. The most least common is really fast. It takes less than a second to do everything. Number 4, create a non-repeated list and was saved into that location. Index search called. This is the non-repeated list, and it's also sorted since our index list is sorted too. To go back, let's go back to the main menu. For example, TDQ, we did not create the file. I deleted it. So if we go back over here, TDQ, we're gonna see that I don't have my container in here. And when I press number 1, which is create the TD, or let's try number 2, it's gonna say unable to run because I did not create the file. But if I create the file, it says file has been created, and you can see over here container has been created. So to find the range, it can find the range really fast, and I think the most least common is going to take a long time, so I'm not going to go into it. We can see over here in the file I already created all the numbers. Let's see, TDQ4 is going to take 177 to create to find the most least common, and the other for TDQ recursive is going to take 122. but creating the list is going to take 0.2 seconds or 1 second. So I do not want to run into it right now because it's going to take a long time and that won't be enough in the video. And same thing for the, let's go back to the TDQ recursive number 4, also not created list, so it's the same thing. I went back here. Let's see, number 3, file not created. So to create it, we're gonna create the file first. It took some time to find the range. Now it's gonna be fast. And now I also have the exit. Let's hit to the exit. This is the left to right large printing, so it creates an effect for large printing. I also forgot to go through the timing sheet. So for example, I have the linear search, index search, TDQ 4 files, recursive 9 files. So this one first is getting this file sorted and ready. It's gonna take 0, and then linear search because I'm not gonna go through anything. However, in the index search is probably gonna take the most time, as we can see here, but performing the other tasks is gonna be really fast. Now, finding most and least common when it comes to linear search, it takes almost forever to perform because it's going to go through all the values, which takes a really long time. But they're almost the same when it comes to repeated list, except for the index search where it's always faster and everything, except it's going to take some time when it comes to creating the container or the index list in the beginning. As for the bubble sort and the frequency sort, the bubble sort is okay when it's a small amount of values. As you can see, as we go for larger values, over here I have 30,000 values, took 15 minutes to perform, and 20,000 take 4 minutes to perform, and the number keep increasing and couldn't take any more numbers, any larger numbers, because it was taking too long, and it seems like it's never gonna finish. So I'm assuming that for 40,000 numbers is going to take around 400 minutes if we're going to go on this rate, because it took a minute and a half for 15,000, and that's double the values, so it's going to take double, more than double the time. While in the frequency sort, for 56,000 values, that's how many values that no repeated list I have in the index list. It just took almost less than 1 sec. I believe it took less than 1 second to create, which is really fast, and it's almost linear, I believe, when it comes to creating the frequency sort.